We all have days when we don't want to wake up. Times that it would be easier to drift off and never have to open our eyes again, because the next day isn't worth looking at. Mornings become dreadful, but the nights can be just as unforgiving. When that sun goes down, it always seems like everyone but you can escape to their dreams. It almost feels like a slap to the face seeing someone else sound asleep, them having the peace that you yearn for, and what you're left with is a reminder of how lonely life can be. Sleepless nights can feel like an eternity. Time seems endless when you're trapped inside your own head. It's as if you become a prisoner to your thoughts. But don't worry, because things will get better. Or at least that's what they say. People always yap about how it will get better. You just have to give it time. Or focus on things that you do have. And then there's the best ones to hear. Have faith. Everything happens for a reason. If it's meant to be, then it's meant to be. Such lovely words to hear in rough times. And don't get me wrong, a majority of the time these individuals are genuinely trying to help. But the things they say are lies. There may be some truth, but for the most part it's nothing more than optimistic thinking. Realistically, things may never get better. This is a fact that needs to be accepted, because it will put things into perspective. And is this really all that surprising if the only thing you do is sit around moping while waiting for a miracle to come save you? Yeah, some people are lucky and don't have to do much to be rescued, but this message is directed at those of us who don't want to rely on chance, who would rather make things change sooner than later. But how can someone do this when the world is bearing down on them? It's such a horrible feeling to be powerless and forgotten. So just look around and notice how often it is that we find ourselves lost in the dark corners of our mind at the edge of madness. These are the moments to take hold of, because it is here that you can be further broken or claw your way out of the shadows and be rebuilt from the ashes of your downfall. Everyone has a choice, but many will claim that they don't. And for the most part they're right, because they've given up. No solutions that were easy enough could be found, so the towel was thrown in. These people called it quits, but that doesn't mean everyone has to. You can choose to change your situation. And I know that all the terrible things that rip us down are painful, whether it be sickness, heartbreak, money troubles, or the death of a loved one. None of what haunts us is a simple fix, but I can promise nothing will be fixed if action is never taken. Rather than curling up in a ball and indulging in self-pity, you can instead take that negativity and use it to evolve. Put your thoughts on paper. Get your frustration out through exercise. Find a better job. Create new relationships. Master a valuable skill. So what's it gonna be? Will those miserable nights continue? Or will you gather all that hate, sorrow, and resentment, then direct it into something useful? Hey everybody, I just wanted to say thanks for watching my video. Please like and subscribe, and if you don't mind, share this with your friends, because going through dark times can be pretty tough, especially if you feel like you're doing it alone. Also, if you feel up to it, why don't you go down into the comments and share some dark times that you've had? But if you don't feel comfortable with that, how about you just type the word darkness and let every other viewer know that they are not alone in their struggle. Alright, until you hear from me again. Have a good one.